Let's go to the record producer and see the variable name.
Do I have a number of,
You don't have number of attendees registered here.
but I do have attendees expected.
You don't have that field here, Sam. You need to create
Okay.
that field. Let's create one for you.
I think it didn't ask. That's why.
Here, number of attendees registered is 45. I should have set the order field as well, but I haven't set the order for this one, so this is coming at the top of the list.
Okay.
See,
Not yet.
47, 44.
Okay. Why
Okay.
is it that the sponsor is not picking up? That was one of my questions.
Sponsor variable number is a sponsor. Let's
No.
go to marketing. Sponsor is sponsor here.
Mm.
Go to record producer. You have the variable name event sponsor, which is sponsor. Let's update it. Let's see
I
what you
did
have done.
I make it capital?
Let's see what effect it
No,
has.
no.
Wait, marketing some data. So that's it. You have it now.
Okay. So what did I do wrong? I made it capital
Right,
instead of small.
right.
Oh, programming error. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Anything
you.
else on this?
The marketing event goes into the show, the lookup. If you click the lookup search, you will see that your entries are there.
Uh-huh.
So that is okay, right? But then how do you know that this form, when we created it, it goes with this one? Even though we entered it on the producer form on the self-service, it didn't pick up into it. It went into the list. So maybe I have to change it from,
Yeah, different ways. You can create a list of items here. You can keep this lookup field, but then so what we were trying to do is um, see here it is a lookup field, right? If I go on record producer, have we kept it as a lookup field there?
mm-hmm.
I think we should keep the same type field. That will make our life easier. Event name here is single line text, right? But on the other
Yeah.
time, but on the other form, you have the lookup field. So if you have that
Uh-huh.
lookup field on the other form, lookup
Mm-hmm.
fields are not meant to get records outside the records available in the field itself, right? So these
uh,
lookup fields are not meant to get records created. They are meant
okay.
to select from a list of records or display a list of records. So choose
Mm,
field types appropriately, and you will be able to do that. Right? Change
okay.
field type at one of the places, and that will resolve the issue.
All right.
Right?
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Let's talk about reports today, and we'll talk about workflow in the next session or something like that. So let's talk about reports today. Let's say within the marketing event application, we now have 10 records here. Okay, your manager asks you, he tells you to create a report and pull out the budget allocated for each of these places in form of a report. Right? How can you do that? You can go ahead and create a list report or something. You can create a bar chart or something, right? And there are different types of reporting that you can use to create your report, right? So ServiceNow provides to you a reporting feature that you can utilize to effectively and impressively show your data collected from different applications, right? To create a report, all you have to do is to go into the navigate application navigator, type in reports, and then you scroll down a little bit and you'll see the report section here, right? This application, the reports application, will allow you to do that, right? It presents to you several modules that will allow you to create reports, view reports, schedule reports, do formatting of the reports, right? Pick users who will receive the reports, right? And different stuff, and create header and footer for the report itself. So these kind of stuffs you are allowed to do, right? Now what we are trying to do right now is to create a report that will be, basis the budget allocated for each of the places that we have as a marketing event place. Let's go ahead and look into this interface. If I go into reports and I do, getting started will take me to the wiki link or the docs.servicenow.com link where we have information about the report. If I do view run, I'll be able to see all of the reports created. But remember, you cannot do this if you do not have appropriate right or role, right? If I go and impersonate as a normal user, if I impersonate myself as a normal user and I type in reports, I'll not be allowed to see report, right? So there are different roles. I'll quickly tell you for administering for administration activities related to reports, you have to have a report admin role, right? Let me go back, system administrator. If I go back to rules, there it is. Search on report, it will give me these 5 rows, right? To manage reports, you should have this report underscore admin role. If you have a report underscore global role, you can create global reports, right? Global reports meaning it has elevated scope and it can be accessed outside the application boundary. Then you have report group that can create reports that belong to a group of which the user is member. So stuff like that. You have different roles related to report, right? Let's quickly go to reports, do view run, and let's see what it has. Let's pick the first one. So this report is created on table, some table, right? And the table name here is follow on task, which is search follow on task, etc. Within this table, we are going to pick the records from this table and display a report to the user. And the type of report that we have chosen is horizontal bar, right? And this report also groups the record by aging level, right? Like you do, if you write SQL queries, you do select star from table 1, and then you do group by something like column 1, right? Group by means you do some sort of aggregation on the types of the record that you have, right? And the aggregation that you are doing is on count basis. Other aggregation that you can do is average, sum, and count distinct, right? So for aggregating the records, you are using group by. Now, within the report, you can have certain criteria. For example, all of these conditions must be met. Here in this case, state is one of these, and audit type is desired state. When you do this and you run the report, you will get the qualified data. Let's go ahead. So since this is not producing us any data, let's go ahead and create our own report, right? To create a report, look, right now we are into this view run, but we have a create a report button here. Alternatively, you can go ahead and hit this create new directly, and it will ask you to create the report here. I'll name this report as marketing budget, and then I'll pick table as marketing events table, and the report type as, let's keep horizontal bar for this one, right? Do we need to group on the name of, let's do on the name of name. Let's do a run, and then see, it is showing me all of the distinct marketing events that we have created and the budget that we have allocated for that marketing event, right? See, this report shows to me there are two Parker Roadshow events created, two Washington Roadshow created, and it contributes to 15.38% of the total marketing budget, marketing events that we have created. These are single marketing events created. These are single records that we have created. If I go ahead and do a list type of report, not the horizontal bar. If I do a list type of report, then I'll have to select the fields that I want to display. Let's assume I just want to display these things: name, budget, and city. If I run this will display all the information based upon the criteria that we supplied. I have one record for Denver. There is no budget allocated for it. Denver 50,000 budget is $0 were allocated to it. For Denver demonstration, I have $50,000. For Georgia 60,000. Lucknow 1,001. Morrison nothing. So this way you have another type of report here, right? If I do not group by none, if I group by none and run this report, it will be a simple list report that I get. List from the table, but only three columns selected because I chose these to be selected. Okay, and I'm not grouping by any of the fields. You can go ahead and do other type of report as well. For example, the bar chart, do it on the basis of name, run it, you'll get the bar chart value. Change the type of graph, make it a line graph, and see this is a line report, right? Parker Road Show, empty, and there are some legends available here. So pick the appropriate type of report that you want to have, right? And I'm sure you'll be able to select what type of report is appropriate for you, and then you can go ahead and display that report within you by using this reporting section. Okay. Now that you have created a report, let's change this to list report or something. Let's do it a horizontal bar. So this is a sample report that we are seeing. Let's save it. Now that we have created this marketing budget report, I just saved it, right? But just creating this report will not help you, right? Because how do you make sure that your consumers or your manager is able to see this report whenever he wants to, right? So for that, you have to provide this report to your manager or your colleague. There should be some way of doing that, some elegant way of doing that. Now that we have saved this report, this should be into the list of reports created already. If I go into view run and I search through it, I'll get this marketing budget report here, which is a horizontal bar type of report created on marketing events table. And all such of information will be provided here. Now let's go into marketing budget report and see. This is the context menu that you have here. If you are doing any change to the report, you can either save it or you can do update. Insert and stay is quite obvious. Let's see what this publish means. The tooltip reads, make this report available without logging in. If you publish this report and you are not into the system, you are not logged into the system, you can still access this report, right? For example, this is a published URL. I copy this URL. Let's create HTML page, a very simple HTML page. See, first of all, if I go into a different browser where the session is not active, so here my session is not active right now. I'm not logged on to my instance, which is my instance, which is dev26473. Right. So if I do dev26473, it will ask for a username and password, right? Because this is a different browser, and I have not logged on to this instance in this browser. Okay. So the point is, even if we have not logged onto the system and we are hitting this URL, it will show to us a report. See, this report is presented here, right? So even if you are outside the system, you can go ahead and utilize this report, right? And the best thing is that it keeps itself refreshing. So, so if I go ahead and create a new record, let's say I create a record for Phoenix. Let's go to the marketing event application. I'll go into marketing events application and let's alter this empty record. Let's make this Phoenix. Mark it as Phoenix event. City as Phoenix. Date as, let's pick 24. 500. 500. things now. And let's pick this. Yeah, right. So the record has been updated. Let's go back and let's do a refresh here. Do we have a Phoenix event now? Yeah. See, the empty event has gone away and the event has changed into the Phoenix event here. See, does it make sense? Makes sense? It keeps itself updating, right? What else you would expect from a report? If a report is presenting you correct data and is updating itself, that's it what you want from the report, right? And obviously, you need all of the columns that you are interested into, right? So let's go ahead and see if my script here on HTML page works. It is actually opening up a pop-up that I created there. See, this is what I'm doing. I've just created a HTML page. When I open this HTML page, it will open up the report window for me, right? So meaning, if you have published your report, you can get that report attached into some of your applications. Any third-party application that you have and you want to see that report there, you can go ahead and create like this. Does it make sense? You can get your report attached within any other application as well. Is it clear? Sam, Avi, Shweta? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's about publishing, right? You publish your report. Now let's go back. Get rid of this one. I go back to my instance, go to reports, go to view and run. And see, I received some 8 emails because I updated the record 8 times. For each of the columns, I updated that record, so I am getting these emails here. I'll get rid of this. Now let's search on marketing and do market. See, now this column published is marked as tick, right? Which means this is published. This report is published. But the schedule, you don't see a tick here. We'll talk about it. What this means. Let's go into marketing budget. Now let's see what are other options available. I'll go here. The moment you publish the report, you activate the button which is unpublished. Right? You can take that down any time that you want to. Right? So let's do this. I am onto this report. I'll go and unpublish it and save it. Go back here, refresh it. Now it says the report is not available. Isn't it powerful that with a single click of button you can mark the report's availability true or false? That's pretty powerful, right? So I am going to publish that again. The report is here. Now every report that you create will attain will again get an ID, right? It's like this ID, right? And to see the reports, right, you have the sys underscore report underscore display dot do page, followed by a query string parameter which is sysparam underscore report ID. So if you know this report ID, for any instance you can create a report there. Okay. Let's go back to the context menu. Unpublished is done. If you want to delete this report, hit this delete and confirm it, and your report will be deleted. I'll come back to the schedule here. Let's do this. Let's do schedule here. Schedule is to create a recurring event, meaning the report that you just created. If you want to distribute this report to to a group of persons or a single person, right? You can create a schedule of email of that report. So that report that you have just created, number one, it can be displayed using this published URL. Number two, you can identify people to whom you can send this report as an email, right? For example, if I go ahead and put my name or email ID here and lock it, and I do a daily frequency of the report. If I do it, so you are identifying what is the frequency of the report that you want to set for it, right? I can do daily, I can do weekly, I can do monthly, I can do periodically, once or on demand, right? Let's do it daily. Groups, I don't want to do right now because none of the groups that I have contains a valid email ID, so I'll leave it. Let's keep a report title, which is report on marketing events budget. Here you have the report on all the marketing event records created. Okay. Now do some decoration, Huma or something. Font size 36. It never works for me. The font size. It makes it smaller instead of making it bigger. So I'll do like H1. I'll keep it in H1 and then I'll do like H1 close. Right? And then the type of report is PDF landscape. Right? You can send your report as PDF landscape, PDF portrait or PNG image. Let's do that as a PDF landscape, right? I'm not going to zip that output. I want that to be a PDF file. So I don't want that to be a zip file. So I'll just do PDF landscape and I submit it. And I submit it, a new schedule for that report has been created. If you go here, see it was just created. Schedule execution of marketing budget, and it is supposed to run on a daily basis at 000000 hours, right? The subject line for the report will be this. The report is active and it does not include with anything else, right? Let's go ahead and open it, right? I don't know what time it is on the server right now, but if I have to execute this right now, I can go ahead and hit this execute now button. When I do this, I should be getting an email pretty quickly. It should send me an email with the report. Here we go. I have this marketing event budget report in my email now. See, updates from IT service desk. I received this email, and there is a PDF attachment which is of type landscape, right? And it is presenting to me that that report, right? And it is also giving me some information like report title, run date and time, run by, table name, and group name, right? Then there is some header, which is marketing budget, and page one, and there's a footer run by system administrator and date. Okay. Now, so this is how, and you have the subject line here and the body. So this is how you create a schedule of a report, and that report goes here, right? Let's get rid of this one. Let's go back to our report, which is marketing budget report. If I go now, see, I have this tick box now, scheduled. Shows to me this report is now scheduled for somebody on a particular frequency, right? Let's go into now and see. We are done with update, insert stay, unpublished, delete, schedule. Now let's do add to dashboard. What if you want to bring this report on your home page here, right? Somehow, let's talk about ITIL homepage. If you want to bring that report here, how can you do that? Let's go into. When I do add to dashboard, it will ask me which dashboard you want to attach to. Do you want to do to home page, or do you want to do to dashboard? Right? There are different dashboards created already, and there are different home pages that you have. Right? System administration, ITIL, home page, self-service, all these home pages that you have. Let's go ahead and put this on self-service. Then you have to specify what area of the home page dashboard you want to attach the report to. Let's keep this at the bottom of the page, right? By doing this box, I'll break that report on top of the page. But since we have to do at the bottom of the page, I'll go ahead and pick the last add here box that we have. When I hit this, see on my self-service page, if I scroll down, I get that report here. Okay. Now you can set a refresh interval for this report by going ahead and picking this one. There should be a refresh interval, right? Right now the refresh interval for this dashboard, my self-service dashboard, is off. You can make it 5 minutes and save it. So doing that will ensure that this whole page gets refreshed every 5 minutes so that you get the most recent data. Okay? So that's how you bring your report on your dashboard or your home page. Now you have as an admin, you have the ability to drag this, put it somewhere else, or drag and bring it at the top like this, like this, and like this. Okay? So howsoever you want to decorate your home page by having your reports, you can do that. You can decorate your page, right? Now then you have save as PNG or save as JPEG. You can save this report as an image as well, right? Let's get rid of this report. This is quite clumsy. I don't like it. Let's go back to the view run report and go back to marketing, budget. Here, let's go back and see what are the other options. Sharing. You want to share this report to whom? The answer is visible to me, visible to everyone, or visible to groups and users. If you mark this as visible to me, this report will not be displayed to anybody else, right? Let's do visible to me. Or this one is the published one, so this will not be affected, right? But within the system, it's only me who will be able to see this report. If I mark this everyone, mark this public, and close it. Let's go and try to impersonate able tutor. I don't know if he has the ability to see the reports. Now this person does not have this ability to see the reports, so he'll not be able to see the report. But he should be. If he is able to, if he has the report viewing authorization, then he will be able to see that report, right? So the point is, you can go ahead and pick appropriate roles for displaying the reports that you have created. And you can do that using the sharing tab that you have there, to whom you want to share that report. Let's go ahead and see the another one, which is export settings. Right? Within the export setting, it talks about export report details and header footer template. Right? If you remember, the email we received here, it did have some header and footers, but you can customize your header and footer templates. You can go ahead and create a new header and footer for yourself, or you can edit the default header footer. Right? Let's go ahead and create a new header footer. The header configuration, let's put the name run by at the top of the list, and middle content is empty. The right header is, let's keep as, and want to keep an image there. User specified text, which is something like custom text for report demonstration. Let's go ahead and put footer configuration, which is again header, footer, and let's put page XFY and submit it. I now have a new footer template created, header footer created. Let's go back to our report, marketing budget report, open it. Let's go back and go to export settings. I don't want to do default now because I have marketing header footer. I'll close it, I'll save it. Once done, if I go ahead and do export to PDF, and I'll do generate now. Let's do landscape. It should bring me the report with appropriate headers and footers. See, it says run by system administrator, custom text for header report demonstration, custom text for footer report demonstration, and page X of Y, which is page 1 of 1, right? And then you have the report details and the report information. Okay? So this way, you can put your header and footer templates within the report. At any point of time, you can go ahead and do export to PDF, pick the orientation, and select the delivery method, generate now or send as an email. If I do send as an email, as an example, I can set that email to all of you. It says email address is not valid, so might be this is a comma issue. Let's try with semicolon. Hopefully it should be able to resolve it. I don't know what kind of parsing they are doing on this text field. So I'll try with semicolon and hopefully it should be able to parse through it. That's it. Let's do this. Now it says email address is not valid. So it will only be able to send to a single email address. So let's do a single email address here and I'll export it. Right? And this email will be sent to Sam's email ID. Okay. Now let's talk about report drill down. So this is a new feature that has come with Helsinki release, where you can give drill down feature into the reports that you create. I'll reserve this for next session where we create the drill down report, right? And we'll also do this along with the report source in the data field here. See, by default, when we created this report, we chose the default value, which is table, meaning we took table as a data source, and the table was marketing event table. But you also have ability to select a appropriate data source as in form of a report source, right? So this report that you are saving here, marketing budget, you can use it as a report source, and then you can create a report basis that, right? So these 3-4 items I think I'll be discussing in the next session. For now, I'll ask you to go ahead and try the reporting within the marketing event application. Try to create some reports, attach it to the home page, right? Allow it to be added to some different application and see if you can do that. Come back with questions.
I was able to retrieve the email.